Hi guys, and welcome to the show. And today I'm going to be doing my unboxing of my new Sinn that I'm really excited about. In fact, actually I did it a few days ago and I've been wearing the Sinn for the last couple of days. But right now I'm wearing my Speedy. I thought I'd get my old Speedy out. I would have worn the Sinn today, but I thought I'd keep it as a surprise for the following unboxing. But anyway, before we get into the unboxing, there's quite a few things I wanted to address. There seems to be a lot of recurring questions coming up in the comments and in the emails. I think about 10 people wanted to know the same basic question, which was, basically I had almost 9 or 10 requests, very similar, asking for the best watches under $400-500. Now in fact I have answered this question in previous Wristwatch Talk episodes. In fact, actually I've addressed this several times, but I acknowledge that there's always new subscribers and maybe you haven't had time to watch all the episodes of Wristwatch Talk, and sometimes I don't, it's not, maybe the question, the answers you're looking for is sometimes not in the title. So for this reason I'm going to address these two things today. First of all is the best watches or recommendations under $400-500. And the second question is ideal sizes of collections. Now we'll address the best watch for under $400-500. Now there's a hell of a lot to offer. At this price range, the Japanese really do dominate the market. They offer the best bang per buck. So, you know, a really great place to start would be the Seiko SKX, for example, you know, which is around about $200. A classic all-round dive watch, extremely robust, very reliable, fantastic day-date complication. It's a cult classic. I mean, you'll see it in movies. Robert Redford wears one in All Is Lost. And yesterday I talked about General Schwarzkopf. He famously wore an SKX on one wrist and a Rolex on the other wrist. Obviously, you know, you don't have to do that. But what I'm saying is that it's a classic choice. It's the kind of go-to watch, in my opinion, for that price range. There are even cheaper watches. Orient offer the Bambino if you're looking for something more dressy, which I've also reviewed, and they also do the Orient Black Ray, which is, again, Black Ray I've actually pitted against the SKX in a duel. Again, all these videos you can just check out my archives and you'll see a lot of these watches being reviewed. So primarily at the 500 mark, where, you know, the Japanese really are dominant here. You know, there are many fantastic citizens available, offering all kinds of technological kind of innovations. You have the Eco Drive. You have quite complex aviation pieces like the ProMaster series. The Navy Hawk is another one that offers an unbelievable amount of features for a relatively small price. Really a lot of bang per buck. So let's just sum up. If we're talking if we're talking a few hundred to 400, we're talking, you know, we're talking Casio G-Shocks, we're talking Seiko SKX divers, Orient divers like the Black Ray. If you want something more dressy, I would recommend the Bambino. If you want a Swiss alternative, I recommend looking at Marathon. They do military grade. They actually get contracts by the military, US military, Israeli Defense Force, Canadian military. I forget, but the list is endless. And they do very high quality, robust Swiss-based pieces for very affordable prices. So Marathon is another one. You might even be able to get a few Hamiltons under the 500 mark. My go-to Hamilton would have to be the Khaki King Auto 2. That's the Khaki King Auto 2. I didn't review it, but I did own it briefly. I have some serious seller's remorse over that piece. Fantastic. It's another cult classic. Hugh Laurie famously wore it for many years. The British comedian. It's a fantastic automatic piece with a day-date complication. So check out the Hamilton Khaki King. Very, very restrained, classic officer type aesthetic to it. Very, it's a very understated classic piece that for $400 you really find it hard to beat. Swiss movement. There's a hell of a lot. Even Swatch Watches Are Fun. You can now get a fully automatic swatch as well, and also their quartz pieces are fun. You can really have a lot of fun with their bright colours and fantastic designs. After you pass the $500 mark, between 500 and about 1,000 to 1,200, you know, then we're moving up a notch. We're talking about Squale, Oris, the Orient, more premium Orient line, like the Orient Star collection, Steinhardt, and the main body of Hamiltons can be found in that price range as well. A few Longines as well, perhaps. And then we're starting to get into kind of Sinn territory, and once you get over the $1,000 mark, you really do see a step up in quality. You're entering into the Swiss kind of basic entry-level luxury almost, which is more actually when you get towards the $2,000 mark, then you're getting into the kind of basic luxury kind of tiers of watches. So there's a hell of a lot, but just to sum up, you know, in my opinion, under 500, the Japanese brands are king. You know, there's so many fantastic G-Shocks from Casio, amazing, a huge amount of Seikos to choose from. Seiko really do dominate. Like I said, Citizen, Orient, stuff like that. So there's a hell of a lot to choose from under $500. Right, now this goes on to my second question, which was a few people have kind of wanted me to comment on sizes of the collection. Now this really does vary from person to person. The kind of things that affect it are really down to you. So for me, the size, there is no perfect size of the collection. It's different. Some people may be very happy with two watches. Some even have one. Some people are kind of more into the kind of hoarding and collecting and have vast, huge collections of, you know, we're talking in the double digits, you know. Personally, I'm not either one of those people. I think for me, I find once a collection gets too big, it's just a bit of a waste, and you can't physically enjoy them, wearing them all. So I tend to try and stay below 10, and then when it starts creeping up, that's time to get rid of some pieces and get some new blood, some fresh blood into circulation. You may be different. You may think that, you know, ideally I would love to have a very concise, small, you know, we're talking 3 or 4 pieces. But I think that for me, that I'm going to probably evolve into that later on as my tastes start to get more and more concentrated. So there's no correct answer. It's whatever. It's down to personal preference. There's a few things that I've written down that affect it. Serving its purpose. For example, I'm not sure if maybe some of you guys may have ever seen that film. I think in the last 5 years it came out, called Up in the Air with George Clooney, where he's employed by companies to hire and fire or something like that, and he goes around the United States firing people, and he has this kind of mantra he has this ideology of living. You should ideally be able to carry all your possessions in one carry-on bag, and everything else is just baggage holding you down. And the film was quite interesting because it dealt with it kind of commented on our consumerist not bad habits, but our habits that we've kind of picked up, and his idea was kind of refreshing and quite tempting, you know, not to have all these possessions and not to be bogged down and be able to have the freedom of just, you know, one day he's, you know, in Seattle, next day he's in New York, blah blah blah, and there is a kind of romanticism and you know, the sense of adventure and being able to move around, you know, not be bogged down by your possessions. I do like that, but at the same time, you know, a lot of us have the problem that we just love the hobby so much that we can't help but want to keep more and more things, and slowly and slowly all our collections grow. Now, that film was very interesting, and there are people that kind of have that mindset. And what I mean by serving its purpose, if you have that lifestyle, then a small collection, a small concise collection would really work for you. An example of it might be if you're in the military, if you're deployed overseas for a long period of time, but you can't bring that much stuff with you, then you know, a small concise collection will definitely work for you. Another example would be if you're working on contract. I don't know, if you're a pilot, or if you're working in shipping or something like that, where, you know, you need to move light and have, then obviously a small collection for you is more ideal. You know, I'd recommend having, you know, something that's slightly more dressy, a very durable sports watch, and maybe a G-Shock, or something that offers a chronograph, or something that offers a lot of functions packed into one watch, and then having your main automatic piece to enjoy, you know, on more formal occasions, or for every day, you know. So a small collection in cases like that are great. And then obviously there's different kinds of collections. You know, you get these guys that are obsessed with Submariners and have every single Submariner since they came out, and they scour the globe for these rare Submariners, and they invest a ton of money, and you know, we're talking about collections that are worth $50,000, $100,000. Those are very specialized things. Those are almost like an art collection. It's like car collectors or art collection. So there's different types of collections. But I think, to be honest, the main collectors you're probably more like me, where you love the watches. You have, you know, 4 or 5 that are constantly in rotation, and then the outer tiers, or the outer kind of sub collections of pieces that you don't really want to get rid of just yet, or pieces that are in the process of being selling or coming and going, and vice versa. And it's just a constant kind of cycle of incoming and outgoing. And then you might have your favorites, like this piece that are just keepers. Well, actually, this is a rebuy, but you know what I mean. I'm definitely not selling this one again. So we got, the collections are affected by the purpose they serve, the kind of collector or collection you have. So you might be you know, you might be obsessed about chronographs. You might be one of those Submariner fanboys, or you might be an Omega fanboy, or you might be obsessed about dress watches, or, you know. So then there is very specialized collections. And then lastly, I think the last thing that affects collections in general, I think, is the stage in your life, your age, where you are socio-economically, your age, and just the stage of life you are in. So, for example, you know, a young collector might have a lot of sporty, more affordable, exciting pieces that are very tough and robust, whereas an older collector, as you grow older, you slow down a bit, and you don't really need to have such robust pieces. So therefore, you start exploring more refined, more delicate, more, you know, watches more for their artistry rather than their practical tool use. So there's a lot that affects your collection, and nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It's all down to you, your preferences, how old you are, where you are in your life, what you can afford, the purposes you need the collection to serve. You'll find a lot of it will be natural. As you start buying pieces, as you start collecting, a lot of it will just progress naturally. And yeah, you will lose money. You might even make some money if you're quite shrewd. But be prepared to lose money, because it's going to be trial and error. You know, it took me 3 date justs to get to the date just that I have now. You know, and then there are certain pieces like that you might consider a grail piece, and then you might actually get it. Like, for example, me with my Rolex GMT Master 2, the ceramic version with the little green, the Rolex British Racing Green GMT hand. I lusted after that for ages, and then when I finally got it, it just didn't do it for me, and I sold it, and then I bought the Submariner for my 30th birthday. A lot of you will know that story, but that's a prime example of actually of a rare occurrence where the lust and the desire doesn't, you know, it's not because the watch isn't good. It's a fantastic watch, it's a great watch. It just didn't click, you know, it just didn't do that. You know, I had this very similar experience recently with the Dark Side of the Moon, the Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon. I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, but then in person it was a tad too big for me. It didn't have the refinement that I was expecting it should have. It's a fantastic watch, it's a beautiful watch, but it just doesn't fit. And if a watch doesn't fit, you know, it's like buying shoes in the wrong size. You just look like you have clown shoes. You know, it will look ridiculous. And this is something that I have kind of painfully accepted as watch buy over my years of watch buying. You know, I bought a Breitling, the Sky Racer Raven, I think it is. Is it Raven? I can't remember, but anyway, fantastic watch, beautiful Breitling, but it was too big, and it didn't fit me. It looked stupid on me, so you know, it had to go. But doesn't mean that the watch isn't fantastic. It just means it doesn't fit me, you know. So there's a lot of things that you'll learn over the years, trial and error, and I wish I could have, you know, go back and I would have saved a hell of a lot of money. But this is all part of the passion, and so have fun, enjoy it. You know, try and see as many of these pieces as you can before you buy. But sometimes the opposite happens. For example, I'm trying not to talk about it, but I am very excited about my new Sinn. We'll go to the unboxing in just a moment, but before I do that, I just want to say that it's completely changed my perception of pricing Swiss watches, and kind of turned everything upside down, because the quality of the Sinn for the price is phenomenal. And it's a rare occurrence where the actual pictures and the videos do not do it justice. The Sinn watch, I think, again, I'm having a similar kind of, it's a bit of a deja vu really. I had the same experience with the Squale. You know, they look great, but in person, for me, there's something special about them. They just do it for me, even more so in person. So that's a really pleasant surprise. The opposite of my experience with the Man on the Moon, Dark Side of the Moon. But I can tell you this now. My Sinn watch, the one I just got, in terms of quality, I can't talk about its reliability just yet because it's only been a few days. But the quality, the feel of it, supersedes a lot of brands at that price range. In fact, it's up there. It really is up there. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna upset a lot of people, but trust me, I'm blown away, and it's kind of made me reevaluate a lot of what I want to buy in the future. I don't think I'm ever gonna get a Breitling Navitimer, because the Sinn, it's better priced. I think the Sinn I just got is better quality than any Breitling I've ever owned. So it's changing a lot of my perceptions. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Let's just finish these few thoughts off before we go into the unboxing. Finally, I just want to say that I'm really enjoying my G-Shock. I think I'm gonna get some more in. You just heard it beep. I think I'm gonna get some more in. The amount of enjoyment I get and the amount of features they have for their value is phenomenal. I mean, imagine, you know, when I was looking at the blank plan with the perpetual calendar, with the leap year and the moon phase and all of the rest of it, you know, we're talking a lot of money, and a lot of mastery and skill and craftsmanship has to go into making something of that caliber, of that quality. But it just blows my mind that you can spend 60, not even that, you can spend 50, 60, 70 bucks and buy a G-Shock that will have world time, a thermometer, a compass, a this, a that, you know, such amazing features, and they're so fun and durable, and they look cool, and all the different color coordinations. There's so many options. I'm really kind of I guess I'm rediscovering it, but it's funny. I've gone through this kind of, I've gone through the whole automatic thing. I know what pieces I want in the future, in the long-term future, in terms of, you know, haute horology. I'm very satisfied at the moment with my Rolexes and Omegas and my mid-range pieces like the Oruses and the Sinn and the Squale, things like that. I'm really having fun with them, but it's really nice to go back and kind of rediscover G-Shock. I almost have this kind of like childlike fascination with them, and they bring so much joy and happiness that and they're affordable, so why not? I'm gonna start collecting a few more G-Shocks. I think that's why not, you know, and have a sub collection within the greater collection. So I'm also going to do that too. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, so let's check out the unboxing. Okay, now ready. Make sure the lock is in so I don't cut my fingers off. Right, there we go. Just very carefully do it so it doesn't cut to the there we go. And we have another box. Let's have a look. Right, box within a box. Careful not to. Ooh, I see a nice leather box inside. I'm not even going to attempt to read that. My German is non-existent. It's pleather, but it does smell kind of leathery. Anyway, drum roll. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, the moment of truth, guys. The moment of truth. Wow. Oh, so we've got another box. Wow, now that has to be leather, right? Beautiful manual. And yeah, guys, the cat's out of the bag. I went for the 104. I just thought I didn't want to spend, being my first Sinn, I didn't want to go, you know, spend ridiculous amount of money, you know, 3-4 grand. I thought I'd start with a more modest piece, something I really like. Love the date, so I went for this one. Now this is the authorized guarantee from Watch By, as you see, June 2015. Really beautiful card, so that's really cool. So let's look at the beast itself. Put that to one side. Okay, that's the moment of truth. So we've got another box, beautiful embossed. Okay, the moment of truth, guys. Actually, we need the real drum roll now. So okay, let's open it up. Wow. Wow. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Wow, that's a serious leather strap here. Look at the signed buckle. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, look at the back. Look at the display back. Oh, wow. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. Now, pull myself together and let's take this plastic off very carefully and have a proper look. Oh, look at those lugs. Look at those sexy Panzer tank. It's like a Panzer 5. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, look, there's a tiny little screw here for the bezel. There's another one. Reminds me a bit like how Breitling do some of their bezels. Wow, look at that face. Has a really nice, I'm just going to listen to the tick. Has a really nice tick sound. Oh my god, look at that. Little S on the... Oh, it's very nice, guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, that really solid. My god, that's a very classy watch. That's very nice. The leather feels very nice. Just look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Really like this so far. Quite big compared to the mid-size. This is just about 41 millimeters, I think, or just over 41. So yeah, let's just plop it over the wrist, get a quick idea of. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Wow, look at that, guys. It's a stunner. It's a stunner. Just look at, very nice sweep as well. Just look at it, it's gorgeous. Oh my god, guys! Off the bat, you can feel the quality. You can see the quality. German watches. Is this the future? Is this the future? I don't know. All right, guys. I'm going to give this watch some serious time on my wrist, and yeah, stay tuned for the full review. Sinn has joined the TGV collection. Really excited. Fast shipping. I think so far I think the quality is what I would expect for the money. Initial impressions, very elegant. You can see the quality, you can feel the quality. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. I can't wait to get to know this watch. I can't wait to review it. Okay guys, and welcome back, and as you can see, I've put on my brand new Sinn. I've put it on this RAF. This is a Zulu strap, so it's just 3 rings, 3 of the loops on there. It's a kind of olive green RAF British Zulu strap, nice olive green. It really works with the black. Kind of military theme going on there. Absolutely adore this. I'm just blown away by the quality. I'm gonna have to be careful what I say, because I'm so impressed with this that it's put a lot of luxury brands to shame. That's how I'm impressed with it, and you know, I don't think you know, my constant obsession with the Breitling Navitimer, I think, you know, I think it's over. I think Sinn has killed it. I'm so impressed with the quality of this that so far, I mean, obviously I don't know about the reliability, but I'm going to do the full review in a couple of weeks. I'm going to give it a couple of weeks, but so far my instinct tells me that I'm gonna probably be getting the 903, the black, the Navitimer, or their version of the Navitimer, because I'm just so blown away by the quality of this. This supersedes the quality of a Breitling easily. It's up there. Anyway, I'm already saying too many controversial things, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. Please let me know what you think. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know which Sinns you like, what your opinion on the Sinn quality is. How have you found their reliability? And please stay tuned. I'm going to be doing the full review of this bad boy. Probably not next week. I'll give it 2 weeks. The week after that, I think, because we've got some new watches coming in. New brands, new watches coming in next week. Very, very exciting stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Please like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll definitely catch you next time. Thank you very, very much for watching. Okay, ciao.